for our high school parents. So today we're going to talk about a lot of things. So let's start off by talking about the virtual Eisteddfod. Yes, please motivate your children to compete, or I would rather say participate in our virtual Eisteddfod, because it's something extra that they can work towards. I'm going to run through all of the different categories that you can just be aware of and where to find everything and all the information. But I want them to explore with different things, not only schoolwork. So in music, they can participate in singing, instrumental, artwork, drawing, sculpture, painting. In photography, you can use a cell phone or you can use a camera. Drama, you can do poetry, you can do expressive reading, writing, if they've got writing skills. If they've never done it, let them try it. Because I know parents are quite involved with these kind of things, but get them involved in something and in something, explore something new. They don't need to be the Pavarottis and the whoever pianists and everything. Let they just try writing poems, short stories, a storyboard. I love that. I'm going to show you just now. I'm going to show you some examples of storyboards. Dancing. Yes, remember it's virtual. I Eisteddfod. So the entries are submitted, either recorded or photos or scanned or something like that. Then the live culinary cook-off. That's fun. What is fun, it doesn't matter if they're in Australia or in the UK or in Germany or wherever. If they are interested in doing something in the kitchen, let them explore it. What we do is we give them, say, 3 ingredients, and then they create their own recipe. They send in the recipe, and they can add some more ingredients. Then on the day of the cook-off, it's a live event. They have these teams on with their camera, and everybody can see everybody. And what I love most of it last year and the year before is that they actually motivate each other. They see what they are doing and they motivate each other. And they get about 2 hours to make their recipe. And then the parents or whoever they choose, usually the parents, will be their judges to taste. We are just eating with our eyes from the other side, but we love joining in and watch this. Even if they make flops, that doesn't matter. One year, the little one was, he was 9. He was making pancakes, and the one pancake after the other was a flop, and he showed it to everybody. This is what I made. But at the end, he had some lovely stuff there on the plate. Then videos, they can make a video of the family, they can make a video of their town, of their area, or a life hack, or absolutely anything. So the field is open. This is just, I almost want to say at the end of the day, this is ideas and the criteria they can find. I'm going to show you the criteria. Here's our website's information about the Eisteddfod. Let me just take you out of the screen. Yeah, there we go. The theme for this year is Make a Difference. And here's the dates, the important dates, then the different categories. Then I'll show you, say, for instance, the categories. Let's take the music. And if I open it here, you can see what points will be awarded for what fields, areas, what is the general criteria, and how it should be uploaded. It sounds very difficult, but you know what? Your children, your students, they are much more equipped to do this themselves. But we want them to participate and try something new. Perhaps they enjoy music, they enjoy singing. Let them do it. Let them explore it. Then this is the different categories for the age group, junior, intermediate. There's the certificate levels. The banking details, we keep the banking details this year the same. Otherwise, it's quite confusing. Then the criteria for all the categories, how it should be recorded, and the steps to registration. Then The registration, I told the kids, is the 1st of July, but the registration to participate is from the 27th onwards, 27th of July. So all they do, they complete their name, surname, and everything. They choose the category, say, for instance, speech and drama. And in speech and drama, they will choose, for instance, poetry or whatever, and they just submit the registration. That's it. So if they want to do that, I want you to motivate them to participate. It's for their own growth, for their own absolute own emotional growth. Yeah. Then the final registration or submission is from the 15th to the 21st of August. So in July, they only decide, so over the holidays, they can decide what they would like to do. Take a photo on the camera, just enter. That's my goal, to participate. It's not big competition or anything. And on this form, on the submission form, you will submit, you choose your file, where you recorded, where you scanned, where you took a picture, upload it, and submit the entry. That's it. Okay, so as easy as that, and all the information is on the website. I'll share the website with you just about now. Then I've just decided to give you some examples of the creative art of 2025. And this is all ages from age 9, I want to say, to age 20 can participate. In this case, the tree tells a story. We have creative art in a project form, which was a Lego project. And that made one of the students very excited yesterday that he can actually enter a Lego project. Then there's the storyboard, which they can explore, some more storyboards, and then photography, anything. Some more creative art. Isn't this beautiful? Some more photography. More photography. Yes, they can do animals. Easy. Must be complicated projects. It must be something they do. They reach a deadline and they submit. This is all life skills at the end of the day, and also to explore something outside of the normal schooling. Then graduation. Um, Sorry, yeah, I'm going to jump to a few things, but I think for this group it's very important that we share the road to, or the path to graduation. Graduation starts already in grade 9, but I want to say it already starts in grade 8 if you started with us in grade 8. The Afrikaans 1 and world history starts in grade 8 already. That forms part of their graduation. It's a 4-year qualification. 24 credits is added, and usually, say for instance, English 1 is 1 credit. So it's a year subject is 1 credit. So 24 credits will be your advanced certificate, and 21 credits will be your general certificate. So your advanced certificate will take you to university for university entrance. They must aim already from grade 9 for good marks if they want to go into further studies. And they must aim for 3.5 GPA. Well, what is a GPA? I'm going to talk about a lot of things, and then you're going to say, what am I talking about? GPA is the American High School Diplomas, let's call it coding system. So it counts out of 4, and that is an average of 87%. Yes, it's high, but you know what? It's reachable, it's doable. So they must aim for a good score already from grade 9. That is why our teachers are so involved in our students. They don't just want to let them go if they know they can do a better job. Okay? That is why they're so involved with the students. They need to do proper planning to be prepared for the application for universities. Because, yes, every year there's a little twitch and a little change with universities. Hopefully, they'll sort themselves out somewhere down the line. But in general, yes, our students can go to university. Obviously, it all depends on their scores at the end of the day. If the scores aren't good enough, well, then they need to look at different options. There's so many. If I say universities, I'm talking about our, let's call it traditional universities, our big universities, which there's not that many in our country. But I'm specifically talking about that. Then try to complete every year, every grade a month earlier if possible. Now, if they do their little job every day, finish the work and carry on. Don't let work stand over till a next day. They can finish earlier, but you must stretch it over a period of time. They can't just try and finish within 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. That doesn't work. So you have to do it on a weekly base. On a weekly base, they must do just a little bit extra, then they will finish earlier. I'm talking about people who wants to go to university. And I know it's not only our students is not only going to university, they're going to the workplace or anything, but I'm talking specifically if they want to finish earlier. Obviously, they can take a gap year if they want to. Then some universities need the SAT or the NBT results. And that needs to be completed towards the end of grade 12, because then they are well prepared to study for it. Because, yes, it's not just an exam that you just walk in and you do it. You have to study for it. But I'll share with you just now, we've got that path to graduation. We're talking about the path to graduation quite often. And I trust that you will make yourself familiar with that document, but I'll show you just now. If we've got any UK students here, they usually complete the IGCSE, which is grade 9, 10 in our standards, and then they go to college. So their exit route is a slight bit different than our South African or African students. So let me show you the document of the path to graduation. Now, this document is also on the website. We'll share the links again with you. Path to graduation, grade 9, this is what is expected. Grade 11, there's not big changes, but there's a few changes which we've picked up with universities now. So please go through this. If your child is in grade 10, read grade 9, grade 10. Yes, you can read further, but make sure you follow it step by step. Then post-secondary pathways, if you want to go to the workplace, the college or university. I'm not going to go through all of this, but in these things, there's all the information you need, for instance, to prepare for SATs, for instance, to prepare for or the general information. I'm just going to open one of these pages. There's a general information for the SATs and the NBTs, the scores and everything. So everything is in one place. So let's go further. The SAQA application. What is SAQA? Is the matriculation board. Now, these days, the universities change now, and they say they first accept the student, then they apply to USAF for the matric exemption. I think there's one or two universities who still do it the other way around, but Marianne Visser is our go-to person for the applications and this page specifically. She's our head of graduation. Good. So any questions will be answered on this page. And if you can't find the answer, you can anyway speak to Marianne Visser. She will guide you. Then that's enough of the graduation. Let's talk about a few tips from the teachers. I'm sure at the moment you wonder, what am I talking about? Some of you are on the edge of grade 11, 12, grade 10, wherever, or just in the beginning of high school. But please make yourself aware of the information on the path to graduation, because we believe in good communication to help your child to get into university or wherever he wants to go, whatever he wants to do. Good. Tips from our teachers. Study for the test. That's why a student can't do an assignment, and then the test the same day, because they have to study. They have to study for the exam. Why? Because we need them to have a good score. Always do their own work. Never copy and paste. And I think I sound like a recorder. Because yes, some kids still do AI, straight from AI, put it into the work. It doesn't work because they don't learn anything, and it's going thrown out at the end of the day because our work is externally moderated from grade 9 up until grade 12. Then read the question. Well, I think sometimes we are also bad with that as adults. We don't read properly. We read one word and jump into a conclusion. Sometimes they ask a question, only a sentence. So they must just answer what the question was, which was asked. Don't give a paragraph if they ask for a sentence. Don't give 500 words if they ask 200 words, because who wants to do more than is needed? Then, do they book a tutor? They can book a tutor. The only time we say, if you need help in maths specifically, because that's the only thing that will need help in perhaps more often. If they need help in maths every day, you know what? They need an extra tutor. We have an extra online tutor, but that is going to cost extra. But from grade 8 up until, well, actually grade 7 up until I think grade 12, they do maths lessons on a daily basis. Those teachers, because we know that grade 8 and 9 maths, actually 7, 8, 9 maths is really difficult. New concepts, it's not easy. That's why we offer maths classes on a daily basis, and the teacher connects with them on a daily basis. So make sure they attend. I know they make recordings of it, but make sure that they attend and become part of that group, because that also, well, they make friends in those groups as well. But so the question is, if they need extra help of some kind, do you know if they book a session or if they ask the teacher? Because they're there to help the student. It's all about communication and mutual understanding. If you don't understand why a teacher send work back or something, ask the teacher. Make sure that there's good communication and good relations between students, parents, and teachers, because they are just there to help them and to bring the best out of them. Do they need books to do maths and other subjects? Do they have a book to write that in? They can't just use a computer. It doesn't work, especially when it comes to maths. And they need to send a rule already from grade 7, I think. The students need to send in their calculations. If they can't show the calculations, how did they get to an answer? We need to know that the student understands the work. Then plan for tests and exams. Now, I know sometimes they fall, and especially now towards the end of this term, they fall into what I want to say, they want to rush to finish. And so they don't plan properly. There's a week and a half, well, not even a half left anymore before the school closes. Please make sure, plan with them, become involved. I plead you, become involved with your child's schoolwork. You don't need to do it, you've passed that one. But become involved and be part of their planning and help them, because not every student can plan, I want to say, automatically. It's not natural for every student, because some will wake up and say, oh dear, I've got a test today. Oh, I didn't book. What now? So make sure that, because remember, this is where you bring up your child to being a good adult with life skills, with proper life skills, who can plan ahead. Then, why do they need to work towards academic balance? I know quite a few parents are frustrated because the child only sits maths. Why? Because they didn't plan to work in every subject every day. Why? Because they don't want to sit at the end of grade 12 with one or two subjects. That is the reason. And then they want to work fast. And the external moderator says, sorry, this is a year subject. You must do it, finish it in a year. Yes, you can finish it a little bit sooner, but you can't work in one term in one subject. Doesn't work. And you can't only do maths. And that's why we need a student to work in every subject every day. Yes, sometimes you can skip one, most probably, but mostly, and especially maths and English, you need to work every day in that subject to keep the academic balance, because you don't want to sit with only one subject, which usually ends up being maths. And you can't only do maths. So then the child is frustrated, the parent is frustrated, because there was a month or two which they absolutely skipped doing maths. Why? Because they didn't understand and they didn't ask the question to the teacher. So I hope that come through clear. Please, parents, guide your child, know what they are busy doing. Some life skill tips and how to cope. Take a difficult schedule day by day. I always say, look at the bigger picture. Not everybody can, well, I only discovered that now, that not everybody can see a bigger picture. I see the bigger picture till the end of the year, even further. And then we break it down to smaller bite sizes. I know what I want to accomplish by the end of next week, but I have to break it down. So I need to know that you are aware of your child, perhaps who's on the edge of finishing a subject, or perhaps there's a test, finishing a unit. Now we get to beginning of next week, and by Wednesday you see, oh dear, there's a test, but there's not enough time to finish the test. Now this child needs to do the test next term. Please, please look at your child's screen, look at the work and see when they have to do a test, and then plan accordingly. You can always adjust a little bit, do more in the one subject and less in the other one, to make sure they write their test before the school closes. Parents, that's where you come in. Then don't make a big thing. This is now how to cope. Don't make a big thing of challenges. Yes, challenges come um, every day. Every single day we have challenges. But if you make a big thing of a challenge, the child is going to make it even bigger. So we can make it worse. So I want to say, we've got a challenge. How are we going to deal with it? Let's take it step by step. So how do we deal with any challenge? We take it one by one. I don't know about you, but some days, I think yesterday I had so many things that needs to be done. And eventually I thought, no, let's start from the word go. Just take one thing at a time. Forget about the rest. Take one thing and focus on what you're busy with now, and finish that job. Finish the job that you've done now. Then you can tick it off. That's where we come in with planning chart. You tick it off. It's a to-do list. And then you go to the next one. And by the end of the day, you actually can't believe that what you saw as this absolute huge thing was actually nothing. Okay. But our children look at us. They look up at us. So complete some easier tasks first, and then you can feel you have accomplished something, and then take a bigger task, a more challenging one. So parents, I want to ask you, what is your attitude towards what needs to be done? Do you become anxious? And you know what? If you're anxious, you carry it over to your child. You don't show your child that you're anxious about anything. Yes, at the end of the day, you must be real. But you know what? Again, if you take that challenge one by one, it's nothing. So I want to say, create a positive environment for your child. Doesn't matter how much needs to be done. They look at you, they look at how you cope with challenges. So create a positive environment for them. And then planning. If your child is not on track, the chances is very good that he doesn't have or she doesn't have a planning chart. So parents, help your child to plan, have that to-do list. You know where to look. There's a video which Faye usually shares with everybody, is how to plan, how to fill in that planning chart, where to look. Look at the child's work on the course tab. Everything, every date is there. But don't wait for the last week of the term. Don't wait for the last term, because then all the wheels fall off. Be aware of what is going on now already. I just want to share with you our brand new website, and I trust that it's going to be informative for each and everybody. And I will actually challenge you to go down and see what is this all about. Remember, our school is Active Home Education Institute. The platform where the schoolwork is and the people who give the certificate at the end of the day is Switched On Education. But your child is in Active Home Education Institute, because I also know sometimes there's a bit of confusion where people say, yes, I'm at Switch On. No, you're not at Switch On. You're at Active Home Education Institute. So if you want to refer to somebody to our school, you refer them to Active Home Education Institute. You will find everything on this website. I'll show you this just about now. This is all the services that we offer, and who we are, our vision, our mission, and then about our journey. I think you would like to see, and this is all the countries and places where we are spread all over. And if you want to read our story, this is our story in our timeline of what happened in a few pictures. Then our team, the teachers, yes, we have a vacancy. Unfortunately, our English teacher, she will have a baby by the end of the year, and we have a vacancy for our English position. So this is the page where if you know somebody who's perhaps a qualified English teacher, you can share this with them. Then the different services. The virtual graduation ceremony, our Eisteddfod, I've shared that, a virtual learning center. Then, and I'm challenging you to actually go to the website and see what is going on. And yeah, all the subjects for grade 3 to 12, even for grade R to 2. Our admission page, yes, your students already registered, but this is the page where you will go with all the policies and with everything. And if someone new want to register and everything, I trust you're going to find your way and that you find this video quite helpful. Not video, the website. All the information is there. If you have any questions about the website, please talk to me. Then I want to share with you something. You might recognize yourself, perhaps, or a student.
Not every family fits a one-size-fits-all education system. Some children need more support, more flexibility, or simply a different pace to regain their confidence. At Active Online Education, we meet your child where they are and guide them forward with purpose. With over 25 years of experience, we provide structured, supported, home-based learning. This isn't passive online learning. Students are guided and supported by subject specialists when needed, every step of the way. Live tutoring ensures they're never alone. Our Virtual Learning Center provides structure, planning, and daily support, while our virtual testing room ensures the integrity of the American High School Diploma through invigilated online assessments. Beyond academics, our virtual Eisteddfod encourages creativity, confidence, and celebrates each student's unique talents. We believe communication matters. That's why we offer personal support, regular feedback, weekly check-ins, and ongoing guidance for both students and parents. Students and parents also connect through quarterly life skills conferences within an international community. Our approach is structured yet flexible, supporting the whole child within a safe, faith-based environment. Students develop responsibility through daily planning while learning in a way that suits them. For the anxious, burnt out, or discouraged student, we help them rebuild step by step. With accredited pathways like the American High School Diploma, Foundation Phase Interactive Support, Adaptive Learning, and Language Development, we guide students towards graduation, university, or the workplace. When a child feels supported, they begin to thrive, and parents can feel at ease. Personal, structured, supportive, connected. Your child's path forward starts here. Book a personal consultation today and find the right path for your child. Not every
So that's our school, Active Home Education Institute, and that is what we offer. So if you would like to share this with anybody, this video can be found on the first page of our website. And yes, you could have recognized perhaps some of our students. Then school holidays, the 26th of June, that's next Friday, the school will close. And please, parents, don't try and let your child work during the holidays. You need a break and your child needs a break. And the school will reopen on the 21st of July. Thank you so much for attending. Let's just stop the recording. Good. Parents,